Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I just got rid of my second kid. I've got two kids that were doing things this morning, and I was sitting here, I had the video ready to go. I love the information I've got this morning, and I had the video ready to go, and I'm sitting there listening to my two sons. They're waiting to get picked up to go somewhere, and they're of course fighting on the front porch. These kids, I'm ready for them to go back to school. When they go to school, having a schedule is everything for kids. And these two, I thought that when we had kids that were far enough apart that they wouldn't fight like this, but they do. They fight even more, I think. But I was sitting here listening to them fight outside, and I can hear the younger one, he's screaming and all that business. And so I literally, what's hilarious about this is I'm trying to talk about Brad Garlinghouse and an interview that he did, and this is I consider digital assets and Ripple to be one of the most important things to happen to the financial world and the world in general, probably in the last 100 years. And I'm waiting on some little 7-year-old twerp to quit screaming in the front yard before I can talk to you about it. When the history books are written, that has to be somewhere in there. But I was just sitting there. I wanted to open the door and go yell at him, but I'm like, okay, they're going to be gone soon because somebody's picking them up. And but I'm sitting there thinking, I'm about to talk about one of the most important people in the world, and I'm waiting on a 7-year-old to shut his trap. So anyway, okay, I got this from, now I don't know which way to go on this. I'm guessing this is Michel Vandenberg or it's Michael, but I don't know how they say it over that way. I think he's from the Netherlands because he's got pictures of, Netherlands. He's got pictures from that Netherlands meetup that they had a while back. But anyway, he's at MVDB01. And he sent me this. Now this is one interesting video, folks. Remember 2 days ago, I think it was 2 days ago, there was a diagram going around. I think Friday it hit. There was a diagram that was going around, and it was a Bank of America patent that had been filed, and it had Ripple DLT and Ripple and ILP, the Interledger Protocol, written on the diagram in like 2 or 3 places. And it was very obvious what was going on there. Well, let me tell you what, I didn't know that this interview had happened. But this is from @plant_XRP, who I don't know if I follow. I'm going to follow you now. You earned it. So this is a interview from Bloomberg that happened. CEO Ripple Brad Garlinghouse interview on Bloomberg 722, which was yesterday, talking about the deal with Bank of America. This is fascinating, folks, because Brad Garlinghouse, the lady asks him point blank, what about this Bank of America patent that's going around? Can you tell us anything about that? And let me tell you what, I am no body language expert, but you can see just from the look on Brad Garlinghouse's face, it's like a kid that's got a secret that he's dying to tell you, but he just can't do it. So this is big time, folks, because since I started this channel over a year and a half ago, we see all kinds of things that we know in our gut is right. We know that this piece of information that we've got is right on point, but Ripple can't say anything. They got all these non-disclosure agreements and all this. And so they've got to stay closed-mouthed about a lot of things. But we see these things and we're like, that does mean what I think it means, doesn't it? And now over the course of the last month or two, I've seen more of those type of things than I've seen since I started this whole game. And you can see it. It's written all over his face. And I feel bad that he's being put in that awkward situation. But guess what? Whether it comes out today or comes out tomorrow, I think we all know what's going on here. But Ripple, that's how big. I tell you all the time that this is much bigger than we realize. That's how big. Bank of America is what? One of the top 2 or 3 banks in the world. That's how big this is. It is not a coincidence that Ripple is getting meetings with these kind of people and inking deals and things are about to happen. At some point, you have to wonder, what happens when you have an official Bank of America announcement? What happens when you have an official Merrill Lynch announcement or Morgan Stanley or whoever that they're working with Ripple in one way or another? What happens? Because we haven't had one of those major announcements. We've had EuroXM Bank, which is great, but what happens when it's a Bank of America? And if you can watch this video, and if you can watch this video yourself and not take away that same impression that I did, then be my guest, but you won't. Okay, next. This is from Otto Van, but I love this guy's logo, at Otto Gunger, and sent me this. Now, I heard 2 versions of this. I heard that this wasn't true, but if you look at TD Ameritrade's website, it appears to be true. This is from Maddie Greenspan, who's an analyst with eToro. Bitcoin trading is now available at TD Ameritrade. Been waiting a while for this. Ameritrade is one of the U.S. oldest and largest online brokers. As of September, client equity totaled $1.27 trillion. The floodgates to BTC are now officially open. Now he's got a link. See, now I've heard people say that this wasn't really true yet, but look at this. This is the link. This is TD Ameritrade. Bitcoin futures trading is here. You can click on the open account button, and because I clicked on it earlier, you can click on the open account button, and when you do that, it takes you to a thing telling you how easy it is to open an account. If you're no, I'm a new client. And then they 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is huge if that's true. I'm thinking it is true from looking at this. Okay, Brian Melancholy XRP at Mike Honcho _11 sent this. This is from the Wolf of All Streets. And I covered yesterday, I can't remember exactly what I covered about Bulgaria. I think I was just covering that they owned more Bitcoin than any other country. But this is a whole different spin on it right here. This guy says reserve asset equals store value. Bulgaria now owns more Bitcoin than they do gold. That is a big deal, folks. This is the first country who holds more Bitcoin in their reserves than they do gold. If you think other countries are not going to see this and go say, uh-oh, we might want to get more Bitcoin, think again, folks. Think again. Okay. From the Wrath of Kahneman, he makes a very good point here. Indian ban on crypto only sets retail price speculation back. They're still going cashless, still need cross-border TXs. It could solidify the position of existing pay companies like MoneyGram. Consumers just won't buy XRP on an exchange. In other words, what he's saying is, okay, let's say that one thing I think is India is not banning anything. I've said that several times. They may threaten, they may act like they're going to ban things. They're not banning anything. Neither is Russia or China or any other country. They're not banning digital assets. Now, they could try to ban digital assets, or they could just be doing it just to float a rumor that's not true. But in any event, even if they did try to ban them initially, all that means is that you're not going to be able to buy and sell XRP on exchanges. That has nothing to do with whether or not banks can be using it behind the scenes. And you better believe India's government's going to make sure they're competitive in that regard. And so he does make a good point. Next, from XRP Bart, at XRP Bart, sent me this. This was from Backed yesterday afternoon. We anticipated it. It finally happened. Today, this is from Backed directly. Today kicks off user acceptance testing at ICE Markets for the Backed Bitcoin daily and monthly futures contracts. Testing is proceeding as planned with participants from around the world. That is a monster, folks. It's a monster. This is the biggest thing right here. Now they're just testing, but this is big. I heard someone say that what testing really means is that they're opening it up to the wealthier clients first, and giving some of the wealthier institutions and clients first dibs. That's one thing I heard. Okay, at Jaquito McPhee sent me this. This is another one of our great at Stewart_XRP's videos. This is a video from 2018, July 2018, a year ago, from Emi Yoshikawa. She works for Ripple. Regarding SBI, we can bring both domestic and cross-border payments into a unified platform, and this is called RC Cloud. Past year, we are seeing growing interest in Ripple among the Korean people. Very excited to work with many of the Korean financial institution payment companies. That's big time. It's a great video. It's only 2 minutes and 20 seconds, as these guys usually do, so it captures people's attention. They're very smart guys. I like it. And next, from Grape Ripple, Auntie Vaughn at Grape Ripple sent me this. This is crazy. The Tron Foundation said Justin Sun's been promoting all of this, his lunch with Warren Buffett. He's paid $4 million something that he's going to have lunch with Warren Buffett. He's been putting out there that he's inviting this guy. He had the Jeremy Allaire from Circle. He was going to have at the lunch, and then he had invited someone else. I think the CEO of eToro yesterday or the day before. And now the Tron Foundation has announced postponement of Warren Buffett lunch, press conferences after founder Justin Sun falls ill with kidney stones. Parties agreed to reschedule at a later date. Well, I've had a kidney stone before. Normally, I would say that this guy must be full of it, but I've had a kidney stone before, and if he really did have a kidney stone, then I completely understand. I don't care who Warren Buffett is. I'd postpone the lunch too. A kidney stone feels like you have a razor blade going slowly through your intestines and just cutting you as it goes. That's how bad the pain with a kidney stone is, and many of you that have had them know what I'm talking about. So if it's true, that's the deal. But in my gut, I read this and I'm like, ooh, something shady's going on. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends and family that Justin Sun is about to pass some kidney stones. Thanks for listening.